reacting to the turnout?
Yeah.
Haven't yet received the final numbers yet, so I can't actually go into detail of how many people are missing and so forth. However, I'm greatly encouraged on the numbers so far, because we really wanted to start out with 115, 120, and end up with 100 passing out. Because every year, people come in with, I've messed up my arm, or they have some sort of medical ailment that will cause them to be deferred for a period of time. Or they finally figure out that I want to go and do a course at the Bermuda College, so they need to be educationally deferred. So the numbers drop down. So we want to end up with 100. Right now, we're starting off with over 120 some. So we're exceeding that initial start number. As you would have seen, the Sergeant Major for C Company is going through the intake process. There's a number of people that have no uniform, as you would have seen, and some of those, in fact, a good number of those folks would not have done the attestation process. So they need to be attested and medically examined to make sure they're fit for service and so forth. So we wouldn't know the final tally and all the numbers until late tonight, certainly first thing tomorrow morning. Then we can give a breakdown of, right, we've had these many people drafted, these many people showed up, these numbers of volunteers, these number of females, and so forth, and even the age breakdown. We do know that there are a little bit more people that are volunteers that are in the later 20s and 30s and some 40s, and we have one that is 51 years old. So, we haven't done the analysis just yet, but it appears at face value that there are the intake this year just seem to be a little bit older on average than perhaps in previous years.
I think the increasing number of volunteers is a good sign for the future of the regiment.
Oh, absolutely. And I put it down to every year for the last a couple of years in a row, we've been exceeding our volunteers from the previous year. And I put it down that the regiment itself is doing a far better job of getting the message out. We're going to any sort of career fair that's out there. We're getting the message out on the pay and the benefits and so forth. We're going into the schools to talk to the kids about, the band, the regiment, and our junior leader program. So yeah, we're getting the message out there. I mean, you would have seen on the back of the buses that we've advertised, come join the regiment, this, that, and the other. Our website is phenomenal. It takes a lot of work, as you know, in managing websites to make sure it's updated. Because if it's not updated, people aren't going to want to look at it. But we're doing a lot better than we have been before. The pay is really well. Irrespective of what some other folks say, that the pay, if you break down per hours, is actually cheap. But it's not. The pay is excellent in comparison to the police and fire and all the other folks. In fact, our pay is tied to the police. Whenever the police receive a pay increase, we automatically receive an increase tied to them. If they receive a decrease, then we'll be decreased as well. So it's actually tied to them, and our pay is actually really good. We're happy with how the pay is. It is not how some other folks would have explained it.
Yeah. So do you think that the weakening economy has sort of helped the regiment?
I think so, definitely, without a doubt. I would have thought because of that we probably would have seen more people wanting to join, getting to a point of I didn't have to carry out what we are authorized to do in the Defense Act of conscription. Because as you know, we want to seek volunteers first, and then the balance we look at conscription. So I would have thought there would have been a bit more people would take advantage of that, but the unfortunate part is that we are just volunteers. So, and of course, as a knock-on effect of the economy, our budget has reduced. And a knock-on of that is I can't have as many soldiers join the regiment. In addition to that, the training time has reduced as well because of our budget, which is concerning to me, because we are required to provide a standard of skilled and trained soldier to deal with a myriad of tasks out there. It's a lot of things that the military can be called upon to do. We don't have the time and the finances to train for everything all the time, sort of thing. So it has to be a generalist sort of approach that can be easily adapted to any sort of task. So remaining flexible. And that's the philosophy of militaries across the world, is maintaining flexibility to deal with the unknown.